YouTube, it's Intellectual Money here. The most powerful asset isn't stocks, crypto, real estate, a business. It actually isn't an investment that necessarily has to be tangible. It's actually our brains and what we choose to fill it with, and just, the knowledge and how we implement that knowledge into our daily lives. That right there is the best investment and can become the most powerful asset in your corner. Financial education, a form of education where, for most, it has to be learned outside of the institutional, traditional education systems that we see here today. But with financial education, we have the ability to where limitless possibilities in life can become a reality. This is why this channel will be very important to you. It will be another stepping stone in your journey to continue to improve your financial education. I may be on the minority on this, but I value books, seminars, courses, financial educational YouTube channels like this one way more than I value fiat cash. Reason being is that all those vehicles I just mentioned can put you on a path to where instead of you having to chase cash, cash chases you just as long as you implement the proper information. I say all that to say this. Investing is better than saving cash in the long term. And saving cash is better than spending cash on depreciating items that that puts us in position to continually having to fund that lifestyle and fund those expenses by getting a job, etc. AKA keeping up with the Joneses. Let me break it down. Cash is magical. It's an item where I can keep on me, and even with the best security, let's say, I have A1 security in my house and everything like that, and as long as I have so much cash on me, even if no one physically enters my property, I can get robbed. Who's doing the robbing, you may ask? Well, that happens to be the federal government, who historically and to this day continues to print cash, devaluing the current supply. If you're living in the United States, for example, and you use US currency or hold most of your wealth in cash, you may want to look at some research about how much your government has been printing throughout the years. Especially, I look at how much cash was printed last year in 2020. My research reveals that around 1/5 of the total supply was printed in 2020, and that can be very detrimental to the value of the dollar. This is one reason why I choose to keep most of my wealth invested, because I feel like otherwise, with what's been going on, I'd essentially be robbed with inflation. I'm able to make a decision with confidence and live with the results no matter what, because of the experience and my knowledge of finances in general that I've built throughout the years. This at this time is what I believe is right for me and my finances. But overall, what I'm trying to get through with this video is to just have people, my audience, think about their finances and just try to factor in, what's right for them. Whether it's building your financial education or just having a set plan for your money, if for some chance you feel lost financially, now is better than ever to start learning. Regardless of what you decide to invest your money and time into, I feel like it's very important that, in my opinion, that everyone has a basic understanding of inflation, compound interest, and also just the ability to calculate a return on investment over time, a rough estimate. Inflation. I mentioned this a little bit before, but what it is in a nutshell is the increase in goods in relation to the decrease in the purchasing power of money. This is why I choose to invest in investments that over time not only beat inflation, but also provide me with a pretty handsome return on investment. I personally don't want to hold anything for too long that I'm aware that has its supply increase while its demand either stays the same or decreases. It's just that simple. I implore you, construct a strategy that works for you and stay focused. Now, for compounding, it's sort of, when it comes to investing, it's sort of like a stacking effect you get when you reinvest back into your investment, you reinvest the dividends, etc., while holding your initial investment invested. Over time, this money will compound and multiply, and it could essentially turn a relatively small investment to a large investment, just as long as what was invested is doing well. Albert Einstein even has a famous quote about compound interest where he states there are two sides, essentially, of the fence to it. Essentially, you're either the one that pays the compound interest or you're the one that earns it. Which side do you want to be on? Lastly, before even putting a dollar into an investment, a good practice you can do is writing out a rough estimate on where you see that investment going over time, and then also what you see for the overall rate of return and what it could be. In a lot of ways, this can help you decide on which investments to key in on and also how much money you should be funneling to that investment. This is not financial advice, but for me, I look at investments that give me essentially the highest rate of return while also um, requiring the least amount of time as well. Some would call this an exponential growth opportunity that has the ability to influence a generation. I just call it investing. That's just how I do it. However, fair warning, these type of investments tend to be volatile, and I would just suggest that you be mentally prepared before you get into high volatile, high exponential growth potential type investments. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. Once again, do not forget the core of this video, and that is to work on your education, regardless of where you decide to work on that education. A lot of people like to go into investing and think, oh, this stock is going to go to the moon, and this crypto is going to go to the moon, and these things are going to make me rich. Now, once again, that can happen, but at the end of the day is when you know how to be successful off of skill and education, you eat for a lifetime. While a lot of these people that were able to guess, a really good investment one time, yeah, they make big bucks. The thing is though, where they went wrong is they never formally or properly educated themselves to even understand what to do with this money, how to make even more money, and a lot of them end up making a lot of mistakes. And I don't want that for you guys. I want you guys to be on the right path, the right financial path, and obviously you guys keep me focused as well, and I appreciate that. All right, don't forget to subscribe, comment as always, and don't forget to smash that like button like Tinder, and yeah, that's everything. Thank you guys for watching.